Knicks are playing winning basketball. Sunday night against Chicago, they blew out the Bulls, scoring a season-high 128 points and getting lots of help off the bench. Then Monday night against Washington, it was a cat attack as Karl-Anthony Towns played his best game of the season, going for 33 and 13 in another Knicks win. Tonight, Minnesota brings former Knicks into town. It's a showdown between two teams that made the conference finals last season as the Knicks try to improve to 5-0 at home. It's the Timberwolves and the Knicks next. Knicks basketball is on MSG, and it is presented by Chase. Tonight, Julius Randle, Dante DiVincenzo, and the Timberwolves are in town to take on Karl-Anthony Towns and the Knicks. And it is Kith Night here tonight at the world's most famous arena. Kith Night is presented by Delta Airlines. Lots of great merchandise on hand. We got sweatshirts, we got bags, we got all kinds of great stuff. Hi, everyone. It's the Knicks taking the court. Their third game of 7 straight here at home. I'm Bill Pito. It's great to have you with us. Knicks 4-0 at home for the first time since the 12-13 season, and tonight they'll be at full strength. Mitchell Robinson, who didn't play against Washington, is good to go and will start. And for Minnesota, Anthony Edwards, who's missed the last 4 games with a bad hammy, is good to go. Without him, Minnesota went 2-2. Edwards will start tonight. Now down to the guys who will call it for you. Tyler Murray and Alan Hahn, guys.
Thanks very much, Bill. Alan, this kind of feels like a big night for both of these teams. Each club has championship aspirations, but they're off to 4-3 starts. A win tonight could really kick their seasons into gear, and it's a big night for Karl-Anthony Towns against his old club. He's really on a hot streak lately.
And he's coming off a terrific game, maybe one of his best games of the season at 33 points, 14 rebounds, 5 assists. And you see right here, it's almost like this game was personal for him. One-on-one coverage, and he was dominant at both ends of the floor and on the glass especially. Mike Brown called the performance. He said that Towns was, quote, a monster. And you're seeing this right here. Look at this finish right here. That's a monster finish. Does it look like Karl-Anthony Towns is starting to get more comfortable in the offense? Mike Brown said there's still much more room to grow. When I asked Towns after the game, he said it's a work in progress.
3 straight 20-point double-doubles, highlighted by a season-high 33 points in that win over the Wizards. Of course, he'll forever be linked to Julius Randle, the other part of that trade with Minnesota. And Randle, he's coming off a triple-double on Monday in Brooklyn. Mike Conley said this week he's never seen a better version of Julius Randle. He really has been the keystone for this team.
No question. He's been the centerpiece of their offense while Anthony Edwards has been out for the last 4 games. And Knicks fans have seen him as a centerpiece to an offense where he's almost like a point forward. They run a lot of things through him, and he's very comfortable in doing that. He's a high-efficiency player this year. His PER is 26.2. That's a career high. He's also shooting 43% from three-point range, but we all know that his best work is done in the painted area. 70% at the rim. With a 3-year, $100 million extension, he is feeling more comfortable and settling in now in Minnesota.
Head coach Chris Finch says he's freer and he's totally bought into what we're trying to do. Look at the playmaking, almost 6 assists per game for Julius Randle. Another former Knick, Dante DiVincenzo, suited up. He broke his nose a couple of games ago, and he's going to be wearing that mask as long as his buddy Josh Hart gives it back to him by opening tip. Look at the numbers lately for DiVincenzo, 45% from downtown. Knicks fans know all about that. He still holds the single-season franchise record for three-point makes. A lot of familiar faces and a lot of big names in the lineup tonight as Anthony Edwards will make his first appearance since late October. 2 teams who made the conference finals a season ago looking to kick their seasons into high gear. It's Knicks and Timberwolves at the Mecca next on MSG. It's a marquee matchup in early November here at the world's most famous arena. 2 title contenders basically at full health, especially with the return of Anthony Edwards, who was second-team All-NBA last year, slotted next to Dante DiVincenzo, who earned the starting point guard job this preseason after mostly being a 6th man a year ago. They'll be joined by a very big front court. Jaden McDaniels, Julius Randle, and Rudy Gobert, all 6'9" or taller. As for the Knicks, Mitchell Robinson will make his 3rd start of the year. next to Karl Anthony Towns in the front court. Let's get to the GMC keys to the game. Alan, we are professional grade. See your local GMC dealer.
Well, second chances. Minnesota's not a great defensive rebounding team despite all the size they have. The Knicks, second best offensive rebounding team. So make sure you get to those second chances. Live downtown. Minnesota's one of the top three-point shooting teams in the league. The Knicks take and make the second most in the league. So who wins that battle might end up winning the game. And of course, the ant trap. Anthony Edwards is one of those stars who can't resist the Garden stage. He came back early from the injury. They weren't expecting him to be out 2 weeks. Instead, it's 10 days. Why? This trip ends at Madison Square Garden. It's his only trip here, so you know he loves to play the big stage. Don't let him take it over.
It's the mythical healing power of Madison Square Garden. Edwards missed the last 4 games with that right hamstring strain, and he started red hot. 41 points in the season opener against Portland, and then 31 against the Lakers. They lost 2 games to LA, including that Austin Reeves buzzer-beating floater. And there is Julius Randle, 5 great years with the Knicks, most improved player, all NBA, and helped get this team back to playoff contention. They certainly found a excellent new home in Minnesota. Alan told you about the new $100 million contract he signed in the offseason. And there's Donte DiVincenzo. It was an inadvertent elbow he took from Colin Sexton a couple games ago in Charlotte. And apparently he did not get his nose fixed until after that game. He played 2 whole quarters with a busted nose, and that somehow started a hot streak for DiVincenzo. And the Knicks will have to try to cool him off tonight.
Just pop him in the nose, right? Like Jalen Brunson tried it when they were messing around before the game, kind of put his finger towards it, and Donte said, get out of here. So you know they'll have their usual fun. But once this ball is tipped, you know it's all about winning. Highly competitive athletes here, despite how close a lot of these teams are in relative, right? Karl Anthony Towns, he was spending some time with Rudy Gobert during warm-ups, talking to him. So these two teams, and they play each other in the preseason out of the last 2 years. So there's a lot of familiarity, despite the fact that it's an Eastern Conference team and a Western Conference team. 2 teams also that were Final Four teams last season in the NBA.
Both DiVincenzo and Towns were injured last year for the Timberwolves' visit to Madison Square Garden. Randle was available in that game, but he was held to just 8 points and turned the ball over 4 times. Still, though, the Timberwolves won that game comfortably, a 17-point win. Towns did get to play against the Timberwolves last year. He had one of the best nights of his career, 32 points, 20 rebounds, and 5 for 5 from 3.
And a sight for Knicks fans to smile about is Mitchell Robinson back in the lineup, taking center tip against Rudy Gobert. And we'll see how his minutes are managed in this game.
Have to redo that opening tip. Robinson has only played 33 minutes all season across 2 different games. Still managed to pull down 10 offensive rebounds in those 33 minutes.
Zach Zarba with the redo. The ball slipped out of his hands.
Second time's a charm, and the Knicks will get the opening possession. Just swept a back-to-back against the Bulls and the Wizards. Chance for the first official winning streak of the season. They want number 3 in a row.
Anthony Edwards starting on Brunson.
Towns baseline drive, draws the foul on Randle, and an early trip to the free throw line.
A lot of times we would have seen like McDaniels on him because he's such a versatile defender. But Edwards wants that matchup, so 2 stars going head-to-head here. You love that.
It wouldn't surprise me if he asked for that matchup.
Sure.
The Timberwolves usually hang their hat on defense, but they're in the bottom third of the NBA. And of course, they'll want to try and stop Karl Anthony Towns. There you see that full line from his return to Minnesota last December.
The 5 for 5 from 3-point range, those familiar rims that he loves in Minnesota. There's Chris Finch, head coach of the Timberwolves.
Year 6, already the second longest tenured coach in franchise history behind the late great Flip Saunders. Should be noted, by the way, that Timberwolves fans gave a very warm reception to Karl Anthony Towns returning after 10 years in Minnesota. Can't say the same for Pacer fans and Miles Turner after his 10-year return.
You see him say close the book.
That said it all.
Yep.
Towns continues excellent free throw shooting, 90% from the line on 7 attempts per game. Couple of 4 and 3 teams doing battle early on as Randle sizes up a 3 and buries it over Anunoby.
Each year he's gotten better and better as a 3-point shooter. And you see him knocked out one straight away. 43% on the season.
Towns went all year at 42% a season ago. Robinson trying to find his rhythm in the offensive action as Anunoby will get called for a backcourt violation.
It hit off his leg. That was the right. I was waiting for the whistle and it didn't happen, and I thought, did they miss it? But nope.
Would have had just 4 seconds to shoot anyway. Edwards 4th in the NBA last year, 28 points a game, behind Gilgeous-Alexander, Antetokounmpo, and Jokic. Randle matched up with Robinson this time. Finds DiVincenzo with the face mask, and that one spins out.
He's also been deadly lately from downtown.
At 25 points Monday in Brooklyn. DiVincenzo was 6 of 13 from long range in that win. Here's Towns from downtown. Left it short.
But both teams just play the same way, don't they? It's amazing. Dribble handoffs.
Randle wanted another, not this time, and a long rebound will break out Towns on the outlet from Brunson. Maybe an extra step. Yes, Zach Zarba caught it, and Minnesota takes over.
Is there a Euro step, and then there's the extra step?
They're pretty generous with those gathers, but not that time. That would have been the first 2-point shot of the game. McDaniels off the dribble. He's in the middle of a career start. 46% from downtown, averaging 18 points a night.
If he keeps this up, could be one of the best two-way players in the NBA.
The second team all defense a couple of years ago. It's getting crowded in those top 10 defensive squads, though. Towns aggressive again, hit by Gobert, and they will call the foul.
Towns with the ball fake, and this is what he'll do. His teams they have to play up on him because he's such a good three-point shooter, and his willingness to put up a three also keeps you on guard. But if you're close enough to him, he's got that quick first step, and he'll take it to the basket. Is something that a lot of people from last season to this season were surprised to see. I asked him once about it. I said, you know, are you driving more now? He just said, I've always had that. It's just whatever the offense was looking for, and in Minnesota they weren't really looking for him to do that.
We're seeing more and more aggressive offense from Towns as he continues to find his rhythm in this offense. Well, Mike Brown says he and the rest of the team, they're trying to get things to work around Towns as well. He's that good of an offensive player that you can make adjustments with him and for him.
I really like Mike Brown the last couple of nights has put some accountability on himself as a coach, saying I had to be better. It just shows you that it is a two-way street, and players appreciate that.
And it starts with tightening up the rotation a bit. We'll see who plays tonight, but pretty much just 9 guys the last 2 games. Both Knick wins. Nice ball movement. DiVincenzo, a driving kick. Extra pass from Edwards to McDaniels. Another good feed for Randle, and he hits his second 3.
Look at the ball movement from Minnesota. Everybody on a string. No one just standing still, and they threaten you with everybody when they kick it out. You got to close out. Opens the middle of the floor.
Brunson creates some space, didn't get the roll. Robinson the offensive rebound. Bridges will try a 3. Rebound tipped by Robinson, and that's going to stay with New York.
Boy, that just shows you what Mitchell Robinson can do. Look at the ball movement here. This, again, very similar to what the Knicks want to do. A lot of drive and spray, move it around. If you don't have it, somebody's always open. And they keep relocating until you get an open shot. It's a great look there.
They're 3 of 5 from downtown, even with the absence of Anthony Edwards for the last 4 games. This is a top 10 Timberwolves offense. Brunson and Robinson pick and roll. Almost lost it. They'll find Anunoby, who's been deadly from the corners, but before the shot, it's going the other way. Offensive foul call.
Jalen Brunson stumbled as he was making that drive, and he went into his old good buddy Dante DiVincenzo, and then it's a little screen. A little pick. That's illegal.
That's the 3rd Knick turnover in 3 minutes. I wonder if he took a hit up by the eye there, Brunson. He's always getting hit in the face.
Well, that is a problem. You don't want that.
Not always called.
It's a badge of honor, but nobody wants that badge.
The Timberwolves have plenty of face masks lying around if he needs one. Randle pushes off Anunoby, creates some space, but strong arm the jumper. Also got Rob Dillingham with a fractured nose he suffered in the 2nd game of the year. Bridges on the move, steps through the defense, missed the layup. Slow start for New York. All 4 of their points have come from the free throw line, and Karl Anthony Towns as Edwards powers to the rim.
Wow, talk about powers. What physicality on that. Oh, speaking of which.
Brunson threw it away. 4 Knick turnovers. They're 0 of 5 from the field.
See how the ball's popping, though, in this offense, right? You can tell they've played a lot of games together, this group.
Edwards off the dribble. Offensive rebound, Gobert. And Mike Brown needs a timeout. 13-4 start to this game for the Timberwolves. Knicks have yet to hit a field goal. Held to 4. Karl Anthony Towns free throws.
One of the most riveting finishes in Knicks playoff history.
Donte DiVincenzo, still one of the most iconic moments in Knicks playoff history, and another on the long list of great calls from the Hall of Famer Mike Breen. As we take a look at tonight's key, a card. He said it was just 1 year with New York, but it was a great one, and you see it laid out there.
Yeah, he certainly didn't want to leave. He is settled in now in Minnesota, very comfortable here. He really loves his group. Anthony Edwards loves him, and again, watching that highlight there and several others we can remember from that season from Donte DiVincenzo, it's easy to fall in love with a teammate like this. The grit that he plays with, the finesse of one of the prettiest shooting forms that we see in the NBA. Terrific three-point shooter, but I also think there's a toughness that he adds to a team, whether it's going after a loose ball or making a big shot in a big moment or defending in a big moment. He's one of those guys. It's not a star, but every team wants to have somebody like him.
And he's playing in a new role this year. He is the starting point guard for these Timberwolves after coming off the bench as more of a combo guard last year. Josh Hart into the game for the first time. This is actually now the best lineup the Knicks have in terms of plus minus. It was last year's starting 5. Brunson gets blocked by Randall. McDaniels on the other side. Randall's got 2 threes already. Answers the call from DiVincenzo, but he front rims the 3. Knicks still in search of their first make from the field. They're 0 of 6. Nice pass from Bridges to Anunoby. Scoops it to Hart. Out to Brunson. Extra feed. Corner 3. Bridges knocks it down.
All right, so it took almost 5 minutes.
He has been unbelievable from 3 this year. He's now at 50%. 18 of 36.
But what you have to like about the offense is that for the most part, the shots have been good shots. And that's all you're looking for, quality shots.
McDaniels posting up Hart. Tough turnaround. That's not tough this year for McDaniels. He's really leveled up his offensive game.
No question. The confidence also that he's playing with on the offensive end is notable.
18.5 points a game, on pace for a career high. Bridges picked up his dribble. Resets with Hart. He hit a couple of 3-pointers on Monday. He'll try one here. That's good.
He's 4 for his last 8 from 3-point range. So whether he's dealing with a problem with that hand, it's not showing lately in his shooting.
He started 4 out of 18. McDaniels off the hesitation. Maybe dragged the pivot foot. Edwards off the dribble. That's one of the few times the ball is stuck on the offensive end for Minnesota. Over the top for Bridges, and he lays it home.
And that's what you do. You make them pay quickly. Somebody leaks out, you get some easy buckets, and suddenly your offense feels like it's in rhythm.
That's 2 assists for Brunson. Had a season-high 9 on Monday. Edwards threw it away. Anunoby bats it ahead to a 2-on-1. Brunson back to Anunoby. The Knicks have made each of their last 4 shots since starting 0 for 6. A whistle and a foul. They're going to get Anunoby with his first as he battled with Gobert.
Well, that's such a. It all starts with OG Anunoby and his hands, the deflections that he gets, and then he tips it to himself, finds Brunson, and Brunson just leaves it up for him for the easy 2. And then how about Jalen Brunson with the touchdown pass to Mikal Bridges. Again, baskets like that are not on the offensive set, but it can make you feel like your offense is finding rhythm.
That's tonight's full court support presented by Tommy John. 10-2 New York run. Randall Posting Brunson. Help from Yabusele, who just checked in. Mike Conley into the game and on the board.
He's money. My goodness, he's such a good three-point shooter.
The last 3 years, 43% from long range. Consistent even in his advanced age. This is his 19th year. 38 years old, and well, he's in a contract year. Unrestricted free agent after this season. Baseline drive for Bridges on DiVincenzo. Fadeaway jumper won't go. Rebound from Naz Reid out of Asbury Park, New Jersey. And he commits an offensive foul to nullify the McDaniels three. That's drawn by Jalen Brunson.
When you know how to play against the dribble handoffs and these types of things, especially when you play them, you know what teams do to you. So watch. The screen comes and Brunson knew what to do there.
What is Brunson, Bridges, Shamet, Hart, and Yabusele?
Yeah, this is a different lineup now. We have not seen this that often, right?
Shamet started a couple of games for Mike Brown, but this is definitely new. Brunson ducks in, blocked for the goaltend.
Yep.
Reed got it on the way down, and the Knicks are back within 2.
You know, Gobert comes off the floor, and they are not nearly as formidable defensively.
If you want to go deep into the numbers, it's a -20 net rating with Gobert off the floor, and a lot of it is on the defensive end where they struggle. Anthony Edwards certainly helps with that, but he's also getting a rest. Randle, nice handle, took a hit and scored. What a play from Julius Randle, and one.
I mean, not only with the strength, but the quickness. As you watch him make that move one-on-one on Yabusele, he had him dancing. They call him the dancing bear. Look at Yabusele dancing there. He don't know which way he's going. And then the scoop.
Randle already matched his scoring total from last year's game at the Garden. His official return to the Mecca. 8 points in 8 minutes tonight. Converts on the three-point play. 21-16 in Minnesota. Brunson met by Conley. Rejects the screen from Yabusele out to Hart. He wants another three, and he's got it. Josh Hart has found the range from downtown. Randle goes right back to work on Yabusele. Seems to like this matchup, and he's got 2 more.
He smells blood. He's looking at Mike Brown saying, you better get him off me. The barbecue chicken.
It's not quite Karl Anthony Towns on Alex Sarr the other night, but
No.
Randle's got the last 5 Minnesota points.
That was bully ball.
Hart spins, dishes, corner three, Yabusele.
That's how you answer it.
Timeout from Chris Finch. The Knicks run a 9-point hole early. They missed their first 6 shots. Now they're back within 1.
Julius Randle just dominating in the paint. Gets a one-on-one situation. He knows what to do with it there. But Yabusele said, okay, you got me on this end. I'll get you back. 3 is better than 2.
First to register now. Great start for Julius Randle. 11 points in just 8 minutes. You look at his accolades in 5 impressive seasons with the Knicks. One most improved player in 2021. 3 All-Star teams, 2 All-NBA selections, and they helped get this Knicks franchise back on the map. Came here during a transitional phase for this organization. Brought some attitude, brought some edge. Famously said, New York, we here. And from there, the Knicks have really taken off and become one of the upper echelon teams in the NBA. And among so many moments, this shot in Miami earned the patented Mike Breen double bang and will certainly live in Nick lore as they beat the Heat at the buzzer. Here in New York, Minnesota has seen a 9-point lead trimmed down to 1. Knicks had started 0 for 6. They've hit 7 of their last 8 shots, and now the defense picking up a little bit. That one's out of bounds off of New York.
And no surprise, Josh Hart in the middle of all of it when it comes to putting pace back into the game for the Knicks, getting some buckets, 2 big threes for him so far. Hustle plays as well.
Knicks have Brunson, Shamet, Hart, Bridges, and Yabusele again playing the 5. Randle steps back for a tough 2. Rebound Shamet.
Love it. He forced him right, made him uncomfortable.
Second-year guard Jalen Clark into the game for the first time. He's known for his defense, so they put him on Brunson. Screen from Bridges, which is Conley onto the Knick captain. Half spin, and he gives the Knicks the lead.
Jalen Brunson one-on-one, virtually unstoppable.
Conley's been a solid defender throughout his career, but that's a tough ask on Brunson.
Great shot.
And they're just feeding Randall here, coming off his first triple-double of the season. Second with the Timberwolves. He had one in the playoffs against Golden State last year, as Naz Reid rims out the three. Brunson in a hurry, trying to get rid of Clark, but he threw it away. It's the third Brunson turnover early on. McDaniels runs over Yabusele, blocked by Bridges, but he got the loose ball.
Julius Randle got away with a shove on Landry Shamet as they were running back in transition.
Conley gets a look, and he's got 2 3-pointers.
He's automatic.
They're going to call delay of game against Clark and the Timberwolves.
This game really picking up now as the Knicks started knocking shots down, got the crowd into it, got their pace up. And you're seeing now the competitive juices are flowing, but it's getting a little more physical. Randall's trying to take on Yabusele one-on-one, and Yabusele's ready for it every time down the court. So this game's starting to percolate.
Got to look at the scores table. Mike Brown wants some defense. He's got McBride, Anunoby, and Robinson about to check in. There was a shoulder check from McDaniels, who's been in foul trouble the last couple of nights. He had 5 fouls against Brooklyn, and then he actually fouled out against Charlotte the game before. It's just his first, as Mike Brown will shuffle the lineup a bit.
These are shifts for Mitchell Robinson. He gets about 3 minutes, comes out. You know, they're easing him through it. You don't want fatigue, obviously. He's not getting a lot of game time, and so they've got to be careful with when he reaches fatigue levels.
Randall out of the game, 11 points in 10 minutes for him. McBride's been shooting it well from long range, 42%. Wow. It's a tough one over Edwards. Anunoby out of nowhere. What a tip in to tie the game.
Fantastic athletic move from Anunoby, but boy, that contest by Anthony Edwards.
Well, he says his goal this year is to make all defense. He says he probably can't win Defensive Player of the Year because he's on Rudy Gobert's team. And you have an offensive foul called once again against Minnesota as we look at some Anunoby acrobatics.
Well, first, great defense here. Look at Edwards just contest. Tough shot for Deuce, but watch OG coming out of nowhere. Naz Reid doesn't box out.
It's the second foul on Rudy Gobert, by the way. We'll keep him in the game for now against Robinson.
And rebounding is one of my keys. They are not a good defensive rebounding team, the Timberwolves. You can get some extra buckets.
Brunson with 2 guys near him, leans in. That one tipped over to Gobert. Final minute, first quarter. 9-point lead is gone for Minnesota. The Knicks started 0 for 2 from downtown. They've made 4 in a row, including 2 from Josh Hart. Edwards from the foul line, missed it wide left.
Good job by Deuce. They're fighting over screens, not giving an inch.
Brunson's got 4. The young Jalen Clark trying to hang with him. Anunoby off the pump fake. Tough step back. Offensive rebound, Robinson. Quick kick out to Brunson. Shot clock is off. Screen from Shamet with 3. Brunson from downtown. Conley got a piece. Robinson cleans it up at the horn. And after trailing by 9, the Knicks will take a 2-point lead in the second quarter.
With their 5th offensive rebound of the quarter. What did I tell you? They'll give you second chances. You got to hustle for them. Mitchell Robinson does that on the spot. Beats the clock again. That's been a theme here during this homestand.
28-26. Knicks with the lead. An ice-cold start. They're heating up a little bit, but so is Julius Randle. 11 points in 10 minutes in his return to the Mecca. But the Knicks are flying high with a 2-point lead after 12 minutes. He is presented by Chase. A very entertaining first quarter as expected between 2 title contenders. Knicks fans, join us at the Garden this season to see the Knicks in action. Scan the QR code or head to Knicks.com to get tickets to your favorite matchups. This is certainly a good one. Rudy Gobert playing with 2 fouls. Been beaten to a few rebounds by Mitchell Robinson, who has 4 offensive boards in 5 minutes already. As the Knicks come out with Clarkson, McBride, Bridges, Anunoby, and Towns.
Yeah, at least 7 Knick players have at least 1 rebound. So everybody's getting involved in that first quarter on the glass. And those second chance points are huge for the Knicks so far.
Chris Finch was asked what they can do to improve the defense. He said it's actually more of a rebounding thing to get off that end of the floor. Here's Clark on a strong baseline drive, but no finish and a rebound for Towns. He's got 3. Go along with 4 points. Let's see if Clarkson can stay hot. 15 points each of his last 2 games. McBride out of the corner with Towns. Step back over Reed. Timberwolves forcing the Knicks into a lot more tough 2s than we're used to seeing.
Yeah, that was a long 2.
Knicks are top 3 in the NBA in 3-point attempts a game, as Rudy Gobert will earn a trip to the free throw line. Now by his former teammate with the Jazz, Jordan Clarkson.
Tough news in Utah about Walker Kessler. It got off to a great start. A piece that they got in the Gobert trade. And he was a hot commodity when it comes to trade rumors if they were going to move him. But he's now out for the season.
Still a very young player, Walker Kessler, but it does make you think back on that Gobert trade, which was almost universally panned because
all the picks,
all the draft picks that went from Minnesota to Utah. Anthony Edwards was just 21 years old at the time. I went back in the archives, though, Alan.
Yes.
And I have to admit, you were one of the few people in the moment who said, well, Gobert's a great player, and who knows what those draft picks are going to be. So credit to you, sir.
I'm telling you, draft picks are great, but they're the currency of hope. A player of Gobert's caliber, 4-time Defensive Player of the Year, like, you know what you're getting there. And what have they done but gone back-to-back conference finals? They've had great defenses. He's been an anchor of it. Chris Finch, Tim Connelly, they know what they're doing.
Tied with Dikembe Mutombo and Ben Wallace with 4 Defensive Player of the Year awards. McBride, rainbow jumper for the foul line. He's shooting it so well this year, but still he's been held to 8 points or fewer the last 3 games. Edwards alley-oop, and Gobert throws it down. Now Towns, trailer 3, gets Gobert off balance and takes him right to the rim.
And Gobert looked at his bench and said how many fouls he has, which is why he didn't contest.
That's one way to look at it. Gobert.
He did. He held up 2 fingers.
Reed leans in on Clarkson and didn't get the roll, but the tip in drops. And now, in response to that Gobert signal, they're going to get Julius Randle into the game. We'll see if they make that exact substitution as Anunoby lets it fly and knocks it down.
He's been feeling it from 3-point range, hasn't he? 39% on the season. He takes almost 8 a game, but they're all good looks.
Averaging 21 points over his last 3 games, and they'll get Karl Anthony Towns with a foul on one of his best pals in the NBA. Let's get to the energizing play presented by C4 Energy.
We've seen a lot of this lately. Karl Anthony Towns fakes the 3. He knows his guy's got 2 on him. Come challenge this. Come get your 3rd foul. He knows he's not going to, so he goes strong to the basket and the finish.
And Gobert indeed will come out of the game. So Randle and Reed in the front court, along with DiVincenzo, Edwards, and Rob Dillingham comes into the game for the first time. 2nd-year guard that they traded up for, 8th overall last year out of Kentucky. Randle powers in, out to Reed, corner 3, no.
That's usually his shot.
Former 6th man of the year, Naz Reid, 2 years ago. Actually had a better statistical season last year, but Peyton Pritchard got the award. Entry pass to Towns against the smaller Edwards, creating some space. Another throwdown.
It's good. His old friend Anthony Edwards, Ant-Man.
Karl Anthony Towns came to play. A whistle and an offensive foul on Minnesota.
So when you get the small guy on your hip, especially someone you know well, no, I'm winning this. Look at a little smile on his face. And the strong finish. Flex for the crowd, Cat.
It's the second foul on Julius Randle. Maybe the only way to cool him down tonight. Backdoor feed for Bridges. The Knicks are dicing up this Minnesota defense.
And when Mike Brown said there's still room to grow when it comes to Karl Anthony Towns and his offense, that's what he's talking about.
It's a 7-0 Knick run. This is their largest lead. DiVincenzo out to Edwards. Contested catch and now a contested three. Anthony Edwards is such a tough cover. First game since October 26th. And the Knicks give it away at midcourt. This is Rob Dillingham. DiVincenzo, quick pass to Randle. Good transition defense from New York, but DiVincenzo still gets an open look for three.
And that was again between McBride and Bridges. A miscommunication, a terrible place to hand the ball off on the logo.
Extra pass from Bridges to Clarkson. Anunoby the rebound. Right to the rack. Got his own miss. Second attempt blocked by Reed.
But you're still seeing more offensive rebounds for the Knicks.
Dillingham wide open. That would have been for the lead. Quite a response from Minnesota on a 6-0 run after the Knicks had opened up their largest lead to 8. Mikal Bridges has been so good from the corners. 10 out of 16 entering tonight.
Both teams, though, lighting it up from downtown. Even though that missed, the Knicks are 5 of 10 from 3 so far in this game.
Timberwolves 7 of 15. There's a steal for Jordan Clarkson. Using his quickness on Naz Reid, but then he throws it away. Between Anunoby and McBride, it's all the way out of bounds on the opposite baseline.
And he had Towns. DiVincenzo was guarding Towns. If they were able to get that ball, they could have had a mismatch right under the rim.
That was the 7th Knick turnover already. They forced 5. And get Josh Hart into the game.
Yeah, that's the one area of concern in this first half. The 7 turnovers, and they've already, that's the 7th, and the 6 turnovers so far, 11 points off turnovers. Got to fix that.
Hart got his fingertips on it, and then Naz Reid touched it last. So 6 Timberwolves turnovers, and little plays like that. It's part of what Mike Brown said he had to get accustomed to. As McBride builds a full head of steam and lays it in. And that forces a Chris Finch timeout. Deuce McBride, a little burst of energy for the Knick offense. They've got a 4-point lead on Minnesota with 7:03 to go in the second.
Look, when the lane's open, take it. Deuce for 2.
Just for his help with Cadillac Trivia, might have to hop in the time machine for that answer. Julius Randle, he had a 57-point game with the Knicks against the Minnesota Timberwolves. Jalen Brunson has done it 3 different times.
He's at 60.
It was in San Antonio a couple of years ago. Karl Anthony Towns has a 62-point game on his resume, but that was with Minnesota. You see that impressive total from Randle in March of 2023. He's been held scoreless since putting 11 points on the board in the first 8 minutes of the game. Meanwhile, Karl Anthony Towns 8 points in 11 minutes, along with 4 rebounds and 2 assists. Doing his damage on the interior, 4 free throws and a couple of thunderous dunks. He's 0 for 1 from long range.
And once again, very balanced scoring from the Knicks, up and down the box score so far.
It is McBride, Clarkson, Hart, Bridges, and Towns, as Naz Reid misfires a 3. Towns finds a cutting McBride. What a pass to a wide open Josh Hart. Hit his first 2, but that one short. Knicks will get another possession with 14 on the shot clock.
Deuce had a dunk. It looked like he had a dunk. Now he saw Hart open for 3, and they want the spray 3s, but I thought he was going to get the crowd on its feet with that one.
Looking for the inbound now. It's Bridges in the corner. We've seen Deuce get up there in the last few years. But the longer McDaniels on him. Now it's Reed off the dribble. McBride for three.
Well, why take twos when you can get a three, right? Like,
he's got 7 points in 7 minutes. McDaniels blocked by Towns.
good help defense.
He's averaging a block per game. That hasn't happened for him in 5 years. Stayed on his tippy toes that time.
Zach Zarba was staring at his feet.
Over the head pass. Clarkson with the stuff.
The ball movement is really something special to watch. You feel like it's just starting to pop now, this offense.
Another 7-0 Knick run. The third assist from Karl Anthony Towns is highlight reel material. Randall trying to stop the run. Almost threw it away. Daniel splits the double team. And he's fouled by Clarkson. That's his second. How about Karl Anthony Towns making it happen on both ends against his former team?
Yeah, guy goes by, and there's Karl Anthony Towns saying, I'm staying with this. And you get the rear view block. And then look at the ball movement and the passing and the cutting. Reading what the defense is going to cheat. You going high? Okay, I'll cut low. Towns sees it. Perfect pass and a nice finish there from the man they call JC.
He's got 2. McBride with 7. Hart with 6. The Knicks are outscoring the Timberwolves bench 18-8. And that's been a theme the last couple of nights as Mike Brown starts to craft the rotation he wants to see for most of the year.
Right, getting a real good feel for his team and the rhythm of rotations and players and shifts. You know, like keeping a player out there for a little bit longer so they can get into a rhythm.
Speaking of, Mitchell Robinson just hopped up off the bench. He's played 5 minutes so far. McBride off the spin into the corner. Hart caught in the air, but finds the corner for Bridges. And now it's Hart. Tough shot from the elbow. And McDaniels the rebound. Randall hit 2 early 3-pointers, and he's got another one.
They do a lot of this two-man game with Randall and Gobert. In a pick-and-roll situation, it's very difficult to guard. Because if you switch, Gobert is just so big, long, you can just throw it up high to him. And if you go under, well, Randall can knock down that 3.
Brunson, Anunoby, and Robinson will come in at the next stoppage. Good defense from Dillingham. And Bridges had to pick up his dribble. Dillingham, known as a pure scorer at Kentucky, trying to round out his game a bit. Towns for 3. Randall pulls it down. Largest lead for both sides has been 9. Randall on the crossover, looking for Gobert, and he got pulled down by Hart.
And that was a situation that Randall got in where he didn't really have a good shot, but you have the Stifle Tower there, and he's got, might have one of the longest reaches, other than Wembanyama, of course, in the NBA. Where if you just throw it up high, he can go get it. And Josh Hart just made sure he couldn't go get it.
Yeah, Wembanyama is still averaging about 5 blocks a game for San Antonio.
His stock numbers are almost 7 a game. It's crazy.
Steals plus blocks.
Yes.
You love your stocks, Alan.
That's a big stat.
Brunson, Anunoby, Hart, Clarkson, and Robinson, the new 5 on the floor. DiVincenzo off the catch. We've seen that before at Madison Square Garden. Remember, DiVincenzo had the toe injury last year, cost him 19 games, including the return trip to MSG. And after a 7-0 Knick run, it's an 8-0 Timberwolf burst. Nice catch there from Robinson in traffic. 3 from Clarkson. Robinson got a hand on it, and Randall comes away. Conley gave it up to McDaniels for the lead.
The three-point shooting in this game is unreal. 10 for 19 now for Minnesota. That's 52%.
Remember, Sunday against Chicago, the Knicks started 11 of 15. And Anunoby finds some space, but it closes quickly. Clarkson on the floater. Got a piece of the rebound, but that's going Minnesota's way.
He's getting a little frustrated here as some of these shots just aren't going down. They just got to keep picking it up at this end of the floor.
Always feels like a coin flip between these two teams in recent years. They split the season series a year ago, and it's 5-5 the last. the last several years as DiVincenzo makes it a 14-0 Timberwolf run, forcing a Mike Brown timeout.
You call the timeout to slow momentum, turn off the water a little bit, but for Minnesota, the whole idea is if you're getting into the paint, you can kick it out, or you move it around the perimeter and find the open man. There's the kick out to DiVincenzo in the corner. He's feeling it, and Minnesota's got the lead.
By Motorola Razor. Knicks legends Stephon Marbury, Larry Johnson, and John Stark sitting courtside. Hall of Famer CC Sabathia was inducted this past summer. Won a World Series with that guy, Alex Rodriguez, one of the new owners of the Timberwolves. Michael Strahan, Super Bowl champion. Proud Boston University alum Julianne Moore, phenomenal actress. Jerry Ferrara, Turtles in the house. And then in the music section, we've got Fat Joe and Mr. Friday Night Knicks himself, Robert Randolph, showing off the new Kith gear as part of Kith Night this evening at MSG. It's presented by Delta.
So they're in this 14-0 run. The Knicks have missed 4 straight shots. Minnesota's hit 4 threes during this run.
And who but Jalen Brunson to end the run. He's got 7 points. That's his first 3-point make.
That was good foreshadowing.
Good balance for the Knicks offense. They've got 4 guys with 7 points. Towns leads the way with 8. Randall and Robinson here. Almost nobody better at contesting threes than Mitchell Robinson as Brunson strips Gobert off the offensive rebound.
Big man can't bring that ball down.
Good find from Brunson. Fans want Hart to shoot it after seeing him knock down his first 2. Brunson off the dribble. Not this time, and DiVincenzo the rebound. 3 for 5 from long range, DiVincenzo. Nice catch from McDaniels. Good ball movement continues for Minnesota. Out to Conley in the corner, closed out by Robinson. DiVincenzo launches and connects again. That's his 4th three-pointer. He's got to be the hottest shooter in the NBA right now. He had made 14 of his last 30 coming in. No hesitation this time from Hart. Gobert gets the rebound. It's a 12 second quarter points for Donte DiVincenzo. Good defense from Hart. Brunson down on the deck for it. He got tripped up by McDaniels. It's just the first foul in the quarter on Minnesota, but the hustle pays off for Jalen Brunson.
And these are the plays you have to make when you're trying to stop a run. Just dive on the floor, do whatever it takes to get the ball, get a turnover. The extra effort plays.
Karl Anthony Towns will check in for the final 99 seconds of the opening half. It's last year's starting 5 on the floor. Brunson, Bridges, Hart, Anunoby, and Towns. Brunson down the lane. Hart from the corner, got another one. 3rd three-pointer for Josh Hart. By the way, Anthony Edwards has only played 13 minutes so far. It's his first time available the last 4 games. And finally a miss from DiVincenzo, and that's going New York's way. A chance to tie or take the lead. Bridges on the move. He's got 7 points. Anunoby defended by DiVincenzo. The reset with Bridges. And now Towns. Backdoor cut. DiVincenzo stepped in front of that pass, but couldn't save it. Only 3.5 to shoot for the Knicks.
OG Anunoby telling him, just throw it at the rim. I'll go up and get that. Looking for the alley-oop.
It's almost a good sign for the offense when slower possessions like that actually stand out. They've been so fluid, so fast most of the game. That was a rare exception.
There's been a little hesitation at times when you're just trying to read, because it's a lot of read and react.
Late clock. Brunson catches, gets past DiVincenzo. Floater, no. Towns, yes.
Where would they be without the offensive rebounding in this game?
That was number 8, and it's led to 9 second chance points. Edwards back into the game, defended by Bridges. Randall runs over Towns. Referees looking at each other, and they'll say a blocking foul. It is number 2 on Towns, and it will send Randall to the free throw line.
A quick move here from Randall, and Towns just trying to get his hip over. It was close, but you really can't move into the direction of the driver once he establishes direction. So, but still, it stops him from getting an easy bucket. He's got to earn it at the line.
14 points for Randall in 19 minutes, and he'll add to it. Stay tuned at the end of the half for the halftime report, sponsored by Verizon. Bill and Wally in studio. No word if any professional golfers will be there to be worshipped by Wally.
Did he get 18 in with Bubba?
I've never seen him, in his words, so starstruck as to what he was on Monday.
That was great.
Hit him straight, Wally. Yep, Bubba Watson was here. And two-time Masters winner, diehard golfer Wally Szczerbiak. Honestly, phenomenal interview courtside during the game. Well, Randall gets both, and Minnesota has the lead again. 5th lead change of the night. Hard looking to swing. Dribble handoff to Anunoby. He's got 7 so far. That one misfired ahead to DiVincenzo. Shot clock is off. They want it all, and Randall tipped it in to make it a 4-point game. Cross midcourt with 5. Hart speeds to the cup. Kick out is stolen by Edwards, but then he lost it out of bounds. Still 1.1 left for the Knicks. They led by 2 after the first quarter, overcoming an 0 for 6 start from the field. They're just trying to cut into this deficit before the break. Bridges on the inbound right in front of the Timberwolves bench. .1 left. They try to find Towns. They do. Got it off in time, but missed it left and sends us to halftime. A 21-8 run for the Timberwolves to end the quarter, led by 18 points from Randall and 12 from DiVincenzo. 58-54. As
Alan Hahn here courtside with assistant coach Brendan O'Connor. Well, the Timberwolves got up a lot of threes in that first half and knocked a lot of them down. How do you slow that down?
Well, the biggest thing is it actually starts on the ball. We're guarding the ball well, but we got to get up underneath it just so they can't just zip that ball wherever they want. We want to put pressure and physicality on the ball, so it's a little bit difficult, more of a difficult pass.
All right. Well, how about a key to the second half? Does it involve the three-point shooting?
It does. We got to do both. We got to be in our shifts and shrinks, and then get out and do a better job contesting. We are a do-both team. We got to do both in the second half.
I like it. Thanks very much, Coach. Good luck in the second half. All right, my key is when it comes to find your pace, presented by Experience Abu Dhabi. They talked about defending the 3. I also think turnovers are something to watch. And one more key also, Tyler, is how about getting Jalen Brunson going? 3 of 9, only 7 points. He does have 5 assists, but he's got to really start getting it going for the Knicks in this second half.
Thanks, Alan. Yeah, he's done such a great job playmaking the last 2 games specifically. The Wizards on Monday, they were throwing 2 bodies at him every time he had the ball. So he wound up with a season-high 9 assists. And here you see this evening, 5 assists in just 16 minutes. But a game like tonight with Minnesota shooting 52% from downtown, you're going to need a big Brunson second half. Randall had a big first half, 18 points, and Edwards is blocked by Bridges.
And you see the intention there from Minnesota. They want to get their guy going too, getting him an early bucket in the paint.
Towns off the trailer. Randall the rebound. Now Bridges had 3 blocks and 3 steals in Monday's win. DiVincenzo was 4 of 6 from 3, all in the second quarter. That one's left short. Brunson navigates to the mid-range. DiVincenzo wants to push. Randall full head of steam and a left-hand finish. He's got 20. The Knicks' leading scorer is Towns with 10. Anunoby almost threw it away, got it back, and then Towns had a little sliver. Robinson not ready for that pass, and the Knicks give it away for the 9th time. Mike Brown's Knicks had a 9-point lead at one point in the second quarter. It's the largest lead for either side so far. DiVincenzo speeds inside, missed the layup.
Both teams after an aggressive first half, very physical first half, as Mikal Bridges knocks down the three. Is a slow start here as they got to ramp it back up. That was a very entertaining first half against two very good NBA teams.
Minnesota now 50% from three. Knicks are 9 of 20. Randall spins that one out. And on the second chance opportunity, Daniels can't connect. Jaden McDaniels, best three-point shooting season of his career so far. And Anunoby had the size advantage on DiVincenzo, and he'll bank it home.
And Jalen Brunson saw it all the way down the floor and just got to the angle for the perfect pass.
1-point game just like that. Brunson matched up with Edwards. Mitchell Robinson comes over for the block. But that leaves McDaniels wide open for three.
That was like a free throw. Took a dribble.
He is 3 of 4 from long range tonight. Best case scenario for Minnesota is he keeps producing like he's been without Anthony Edwards, averaging 23 points a game during his 4-game absence. Brunson goes to work. Good defense from Edwards. Bridges too strong. A fight for the rebound. Won by Randall. He's got 4 boards. Gobert got switched on to Brunson, who bear hugs him to prevent the easy layup. And we'll see if they give him free throws or not.
Mitchell Robinson, you know, defensively, he's all over the floor for the Knicks. Literally, he helps out Brunson here, gets a great block on Edwards. Now watch this. The open man is in the corner, and who defends it? Mitchell Robinson. Some miscommunication defensively there from the Knicks, but also shows you just how much ground the big man can cover.
He's played 10 minutes so far tonight. Just 33 combined minutes over his first 2 appearances of the season. And a steal for Robinson. Bridges leads the break. Nice closeout from DiVincenzo, and Anunoby to the rim, lost the handle, put back from Robinson and one.
Yeah, Robinson, as you know, he's getting accustomed to the way he's being used minutes-wise and games-wise, getting more and more in a rhythm, a game rhythm. And this game is the best he's looked in the regular season. He looked fantastic in the preseason.
That was your Buick replay. This is Buick now. Buick, exceptional by design. See your local Buick dealer. Okay, Allen.
He's worked on it. He said he worked on it.
It's his first free throw attempt of the season, and he's 0 for 1.
It was on target. It was just a little short.
And that was the adjustment he talked about. He noticed everything was fading left, so he moved over a couple inches.
Right.
McDaniels, a little sauce on the right-hand dribble. And then he throws it away.
Another turnover. And the turnovers are high for both teams, mainly because both teams are really getting out of it defensively, getting after it defensively. You heard Brendan O'Connor tell me in the halftime interview how he wants the Knicks defensively to be a little more physical on point of attack. Let them feel you.
Runs a nice ball fake. Robinson again.
The catch Gobert kind of playing a rover. Brunson again. His vision is fantastic. He's got 8 assists.
One poked out of bounds off of Anunoby. Let's take a look at assist number 8.
Again, Jalen Brunson just head up, eyes up. He sees Gobert's on him. That means somebody's got to be open, which includes one of his big men. And that is the high percentage finish for Mitchell Robinson.
Well, he had 5 dimes at halftime, so that's 3 assists in 3.5 minutes to begin the second half.
I was talking with Wally Zerbiak during the half, and I was asking him, like, what do you think key-wise in the second half? And he said it. He said, get Jalen Brunson going. You know, it's not just scoring for Brunson. It's also passing the basketball.
Game tied at 63. Another driving kick from Edwards. Randall on the move. Missed the layup. That was a good contest from Towns, but Gobert cleans it up. Towns trailer 3 over Randall. Got it.
And that shot for him is almost automatic when he walks into those trailer 3s.
He missed his first 4 3-pointers. DiVincenzo can't answer.
I think he's missed 4 straight now since he made those 4 in a row.
It was 4 of 6. Finally gone cold, and now reaches in and trips over Anunoby. It's going to go still to the Knicks.
Yeah, different ways you can get Karl-Anthony Towns open. And one of them is when he's the trailer and he can walk into these threes. He's got such great range and touch for a big man. A lot of times, because the opposing big men are taught to hustle down the floor. And so they get down ahead of him. He's open. We have a challenge.
We do have a challenge. We'll take a look during the break, and a great look at it from our camera crew. Call on the floor was off of DiVincenzo, but clearly the last touch was from Anunoby, so a successful challenge for Minnesota. They'll have one more review available if they choose later in the game.
I always wondered with this technology and of course 4K capability to see just every detail of fingertip touching the ball. If you go back in history when it was standard definition,
oh boy,
how many incredible moments in sports would be overturned because of this type of replay and detail.
Well, that poor kid from Detroit would have a perfect game, Galarraga, right?
Well,
let's get the answer to tonight's Cadillac trivia question. Who was the first Knick to score 50 points in a game?
Richie Guerin, of course.
If you don't know Knick fans and you think it might be an older player,
no, he was the first to do it.
Richie Guerin.
He had several 50-point performances too.
How'd you do? Post your own questions to #Cadillac Trivia. Harry Gallatin, I think, is always a nice blast from the past trivia answer.
Carl Braun scored a lot of 40, but he never got to 50. But the great, again, Richie Guerin.
Jalen Brunson, 2 more to tie Bernard King. Already Brunson has the most 30 and 40-point playoff games in Knick history. Edwards finds a wide open DiVincenzo, who rises for the slam. By the way, when Brunson gets his next 30-point game, that'll already be 80 in his Knick career. This is just year 4 in New York. He's got Gobert on skates. Too easy for Jalen Brunson.
Vintage Brunson there.
Well, he's got 9 to go along with 8 assists. 8 lead changes tonight. Edwards off the dribble. One of the best 3-point shooters in the NBA last year. 39% on 10 attempts a game. Hart was looking to pass the whole way. They get it up to Towns. Gets rid of Randall. And now a wide open 3 for OG Anunoby. He got it.
OG, triple OG.
Just so efficient so far this year. 2 for 2 from downtown tonight. Edwards turns the corner. Ball fake at the elbow. In traffic. Stripped by Towns. He took it away from McDaniels.
Good hands there from Karl-Anthony Towns. Look at him run the floor.
He's got a block in his steal tonight. And Anunoby wants another. Long rebound. Brunson crashes in for the offensive board. And Anunoby in the paint this time. Available for Towns. Able to save it. And the putback won't go. Whistle and a foul on Karl-Anthony Towns. An offensive foul. That's his 3rd personal.
Chicken wing. Right here when he gets the ball. Watch the elbow. Disposes of Devo. He didn't even need to do it. And a lot of times with Towns, some of his fouls, that's what you say. He didn't even need to do that.
They'll stay in the game.
He's played some bully ball, though, the last couple of nights. Upped his physicality. Looks a lot more locked in than he did, remember, in Milwaukee.
And the playmaking tonight's been great. 4 assists as Anunoby gets a hand in there. Race to the rim, and he banks it home.
Another deflection from Anunoby.
7-0 Knick run. Second steal for Anunoby. Randall splits the double team, and he runs over Josh Hart. That's an offensive foul.
Well, that took some courage.
That is his 3rd foul.
Right here, Hart makes that business decision to stay there and take the brunt of it for the better of the team.
Knicks by 3. Brunson slips inside. Out to McBride. Finds Hart. In the lane. There's Brunson on the other side. His 3-pointer is good. Ten
straight, and the Knick offense once again starts to effervesce.
matching their largest lead. Edwards, the slow-mo Euro, and one. Deuce McBride hit with his first personal foul.
These moves here, just what makes him special. Look at that. It looks like a travel, but it's not. Incredible body control. And then the ball movement here. Josh Hart might have a layup attempt, but he kicks it out for a spray three. Catch and shoot. Jalen Brunson, money.
How about that hard closeout from Naz Reid? He has to, because Josh Hart is 3 out of 4 from three-point land tonight. Edwards gets the three-point play. And back to a 6-point game now. Brunson, Hart, McBride, Bridges, and Robinson, the 5 on the floor as Anunoby checks out. Hart, baseline drive, right to the rim. Tip slam, Robinson. Quickly ahead to McDaniels, met by Brunson, blocked by Robinson.
He had just finished a dunk at one end, was the second guy back on defense. Mitchell Robinson everywhere on the floor in this third quarter.
He's covering 94 feet tonight.
Right, finishes here. Now watch. We don't jog. Next play energy from Mitchell Robinson.
And that tip slam was his 6th offensive rebound.
You see him. Here he comes in. Get that out of here.
That's your Volvo Protect the Paint, brought to you by Volvo Cars.
Reading lips, he added a word I will not.
Knicks by 8 so far, but Allen, he is making them count tonight.
There's no question, and you'll see here just the extra effort on the offensive boards, which we know is his forte. But Mike Brown talks about next play energy. Okay, you made a nice dunk, but get back on defense and make a play. And he gets the block at the basket and letting them know. As you mentioned, he played 11 minutes. He has 8 points and 7 rebounds, 2 blocks, and 1 steal in those 11 minutes.
Here's your inside the paint presented by Benjamin Moore. Knicks have a season-high 6 blocks as a team tonight. 2 from Bridges, 2 from Towns, and 2 from Robinson.
That's a lot of production in a very little amount of time.
Brunson, McBride, Bridges, Hart, and Robinson, the 5 on the floor, against Conley, McDaniels, Edwards, Randall, and Reid. Randall had an electric first half, which is 2-point sense. Robinson affected another shot.
I think he might have gotten a piece of it.
Hart finds Bridges, transitions 3. Another offensive rebound for Robinson. Brunson's all alone. McBride a second chance. That one's good.
The Knick offensive rebounding in this game has been a huge difference. 13 already on the offensive glass.
Largest lead for New York. Edwards, a team low minus 20 so far tonight. He'll trim 3 off that rating. It's back to a 7-point game. Hart in a hurry, gets 2 right back. Doesn't count as does count as a fast break point. 25-8 in that department for the Knicks. They have to score in 6 seconds. Edwards showing off the footwork, but Hart stays right with him.
What a great job, Josh Hart, one-on-one on one of the best one-on-one scorers in the game.
McDaniels to Randall after the turnover, and he scores plus the foul. Took a hard fall, and a chance for a 3-point play. I want to amend that, Allen. It's 25 bench points for the Knicks, 11 fast break points, but still encouraging to see the reserve continue to produce. Yeah, hard fall here from Randall.
Yeah, and then Hart was going down the other end, loses it. You see these 2 teams getting after. You think this is a game in early November? This feels like a game in April, May. Again, Robinson, no quarter given.
It's the first foul on Mitch. You've said it already tonight. The Stars love to play at Madison Square Garden. Maybe a few days earlier than expected. Anthony Edwards is back. Julius Randle struggled in his only game as a Timberwolf here last year, just 8 points. Donte DiVincenzo was unavailable with a toe injury, and Karl Anthony Towns couldn't play because of his thumb issue.
Well, Julius Randle came into the Garden last year feeling like a former Knick. Tonight, he's a Timberwolf.
For 3 years and $100 million to be exact. Back to a 6-point game. Reset with Brunson, defended by the young Clark.
Oh,
the footwork and the finish from Jalen Brunson.
He's playing faster. Even his moves just have a quicker tempo to them.
He's got 14. Randall rumbles down the lane. Another block from Robinson. That's number 3. Hart slices ahead. Couldn't bank it home. Conley, a rare veteran miscue. 19-year pro, gives it right back to New York.
Watch this here. Just again, his tempo, just getting to the basket. Then his moves. Boom, boom. And the finish. Just his elusiveness, body control.
And that ovation you hear is for Mitchell Robinson's return to the bench. He's out blocking the Timberwolves 3-2.
What an impact he's had.
In just 14 minutes, Brunson hits a 3.
Shout out Wally Zerbiak. Get Brunson going. Oh, he's going now.
3 of 6 from downtown. He's shot just 32% from long range entering tonight. Largest lead for the Knicks. A whistle and a foul away from the ball as McBride and Brunson were matched up with Gobert. And they've got a wedgie.
Brunson gets that matchup. See, Gobert, he's got a long arm. He could contest even though he's off him, but Brunson knows how to beat those matchups. A little lean back.
That's the 3rd foul on Brunson. Towns has 3 as well. McBride stays with Conley, and then they get Bridges for a foul as he was fighting around an off-ball screen to free up DiVincenzo, and that will send Minnesota to the free throw line. Andrew Shamet will check in. He got the start on Monday. Second time he started this year through 7 games for Mike Brown. Played just 5 minutes so far. With a broken nose, Donte DiVincenzo sinks his first foul shot attempt tonight. Shamet in, McBride out. Brunson, Hart, Bridges, and Towns on the floor still.
Good minutes for Deuce. Plus 15 in his 15 minutes on the court.
He's still been held under 10 points his last 4 games now. But this is just a better team with Deuce McBride involved as DiVincenzo gets both free throws.
He's 4 of 5. I mean, he's making his shots. He just doesn't need to force his offense.
Hart's left alone, so he knocks down another 3-pointer. That's 4 for 5 tonight for Josh Hart. He was talking this week about nerve damage in his hand. He said he can't feel some of his fingers. Well, he's feeling it tonight, and so is Naz Reid, who answers for 3.
I see what you did there. Nicely done, Tyler.
Brunson shrugs off the defense from Clark. Turnaround jumper. That one drops.
Brunson's up to 19 points.
Naz Reid from the same spot, but a good contest this time from Towns. Career high, by the way, for Josh Hart is 7 made 3-pointers. He's got 4 so far this evening. Gobert had to be honest, and a nice handoff to Towns, who glides in for 2. He's got 15. 13-point Knick lead. Reid off the catch. Good feed to Clark, and a big 3 from the corner. Clark is second year out of UCLA, known more for his defense, but a crowd silencer there.
And Minnesota, they're at 33 threes attempted here in the 3rd quarter. They average 33 attempts a game, so they're putting up a lot more in this game.
Brunson can't get the roll. 19 points, 9 assists, and 7 rebounds for Jalen Brunson. He's in triple-double territory. It would be the first of his career. Conley draining some clock. Lost his balance on the call of foul to send an excellent foul shooter right to the line.
I mean, these two teams, Minnesota and the Knicks, both shooting high 40s from 3. Red hot. So does that? Where's the?
Look at the nice pass from Hart.
Here's Hart again, really good at the drive and handoffs, cutting. This is again all the stuff Mike Brown talks about: the ball movement, but also people movement, cutting, creating space. If the cut wasn't there, there would have been a spray 3 right behind him. All the things that open up other things for your teammates.
Now, the more you learn about Mike Brown's offense, it feels like it's tough to make a bad decision. You just have to make a decision, read and react, and keep things moving.
That's a great way to put it. And what he also has learned over these last couple of games, Josh Hart as a catalyst in this, because he's so good at driving and dishing and pushing the pace.
The Knicks fans know you can't fully appreciate Josh Hart until you see him play for your team.
Right.
And Brunson draws a foul on Clark. The Timberwolves had one to give.
But the red-hot three-point shooting in this game for both teams continues. 30 for 66 combined.
That Clark 3 was a big one. Part of a 5-0 Minnesota run to cut into that 13-point lead. Shamet couldn't hand it off. He'll take it himself. Towns has time here. 5 on the game clock. He'll take it right to Reed. Whistle and an offensive foul, and that's number 4 on Towns. Naz Reid is in a heap underneath the basket.
Yeah, he took a shot, but was he really in position? The Knicks are taking a look at this because he's moving his. Towns turns into him. He changed his direction, and that led him right into Naz Reid. If he kept going the direction he was going, and he might have gotten the blocking foul.
The Knicks have objectively the best assistant coach in charge of challenges in the NBA, Jordan Brink.
And that's big because it's his 4th.
And he will not challenge this one. 2.4 left, inbound to Edwards across midcourt. Got it off in time. But the Knicks will take an 8-point lead to the 4th quarter. Big third for Jalen Brunson. 12 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists. The captain's on triple-double watch as the Knicks look for their 3rd consecutive win, trying to close out the Timberwolves as we begin the 4th quarter next on MSG. Wearing one of those clear masks. And before the game, Josh Hart said, "Let me try this thing out." We've seen Richard Hamilton just wear it because, he liked it. And I'm not sure this is going to stick as a style for Josh.
And then he's messing with him. As Dante says, no, that's for me. Give me that back. Watch Brunson try to poke him in the nose. Watch.
I mean, that's
hey, yo.
That's a certain kind of love if you're messing with your buddy's broken nose. And we mentioned it earlier, but DiVincenzo played a whole second half before getting his nose reset on the night it happened Saturday in Charlotte.
We know how tough he is. But how about the 3rd quarter for the Knicks? Another 40-point quarter for the Knicks. They have had them in, I think, the last 3 games, if not 4. And that's when you really start to see the offense cooking. But it's Jalen Brunson who got it going. He did a little bit of everything. He had 12 points in the quarter. He had 5 rebounds. He had 4 assists. Played the entire quarter and force multiplier on the court for the Knicks to help them get this lead. See if they can get another home win and keep the home streak going at Madison Square Garden.
It was Josh Hart on Monday who had 10 of his 12 points in the 3rd quarter. It was Brunson's turn tonight. He's getting a breather with McBride, Clarkson, Yabusele, Anunoby, and Towns on the floor. Towns finds Clarkson. Held to 2 points thus far. He'll slip inside around Randall and bank it in.
I like that little 2-man game there with Clarkson and Towns just to get the matchup you want, the switch.
Clarkson's so good at creating and finding space off the dribble. Reed threw it right to McBride.
Watch the chase.
Sprinting ahead, and that's blocked into the net. Would have been a goaltend anyway. Deuce McBride, his first double-digit night in the last 4 tries. We said it earlier, so efficient. 5 of 6 from the field, and
he's up to plus 18.
He's known for his three-pointers and the fans yelling deuce, but he really is a three-level scorer as Randall muscles his way inside.
And a defender, willing to fight through screens.
Randall's got a game-high 25. Brunson with 19. Towns with 15.
Knicks also have 6 players in double figures.
McBride off the jab step. Into the corner for Yabusele. Towns working for the rebound, but a good job by Clark to outlet it. Conley will reset things with Anthony Edwards. 11 points in 25 minutes in his first game back. On the reverse, popped out for him, but free throws to come. As a second-team All-NBA guard. It was a right hamstring strain that kept him out the first 4 games of the season, which started in grand style. 41 points on opening night against Portland, and then 31 against the Lakers. They're obviously just a different team when he's available. Shamit's going to come in for Yabusele, so a quick shift for Gershon.
Just 5 minutes, but again, you need him because Mitchell Robinson's not going to play a typical 20-minute off the 25-minute starter minutes. And so he's filling in there and he's giving what he can in the minutes. He's, be your best, and even if you're only playing a few.
With the speed from McBride, it creates a look for Anunoby. Navigates through the lane and he scores and one. Continuation for OG Anunoby. He's got 16, and the Knicks have hit 100.
And he's slithering through the defense. And watch this right here, just snakes right through. Minimal contact, but he'll take the N1.
He's become so adept at attacking those closeouts, especially on nights when he's draining his three-pointers as well. He's 2 for 3 tonight. The
shot clock just went out. That's why on this end. And that's why they hit the horn before he took the free throw, but they negated the free throw.
And Anunoby saying, why can't we just count that?
Well, did he miss? But you see the clock's out on this end, but on the other end it's working.
I think they've hit the reset button a couple times.
Control-Alt-Delete.
We'll reset the game for you. The Knicks were down by 9 early. They missed their first 6 shots, but then hit 7 of their next 8, led by some thunderous dunks from Karl Anthony Towns, who's got 15 points, 9 rebounds, 4 assists.
They're gonna. Here's where now the service tech says, did you unplug it and plug it back in?
This is where I usually go to the customer service chat. I don't like getting on the phone. You get a robot. I want to chat with someone online. Now, at the moment, this is how it always happens, right? This is bringing an umbrella on a rainy day and getting no precipitation. Let's take a delay, but instantly.
No, this is also where the service tech then takes credit for you. Say, yeah, I did unplug it. Do it again. I see it worked. Okay.
Please leave a 5-star review after you hang up. Let's see how quickly they get back to the action.
If you could leave a review. Yeah.
Zach Zarba, he really is a 5-star referee by all accounts, the crew chief. Take a look at this huddle. Naz Reid doesn't seem too pleased.
Now it throws the mouthpiece. I'm wondering if that has to do with whatever's going on when it comes to substitution or conversation they're having in the huddle, or is he mad about fouls or calls or something that doesn't go his way? He definitely unhappy about something. Played 20 minutes. He's 2 for 7, 1 for 5 from 3. Normally a very good 3-point shooter. Speaking of shooting, OG hits that free throw.
Yeah, Reid, you figured when he signed that contract extension, maybe he moves up from 6th man of the year type production to a starter. Still coming off the bench. 1 for 5 from downtown. Edwards, good closeout from McBride. The ball came back to him, and Deuce got a piece of it. He says he didn't, though. The Knicks have not used a challenge yet.
Yeah, they're going to challenge it.
Jordan Brink twirls the finger.
Oh, it's too late.
And they didn't get it in time.
Yeah, it was just as they were inbounding the ball.
Now, last year, the referees would hold on to the ball a little bit longer, give you more time to give it a look, but they're speeding it up a little bit this year, I think.
And they should. It's the right thing to do.
And only 5 to shoot now for Randall. DiVincenzo attacks the Shamet closeout, and over the help of Karl Anthony Towns, he floats it in. And Jalen Clark with some extra effort there.
Look at the lineup right now for Minnesota. Very small.
It's interesting.
I'm guessing, yeah, Randall is pretty much playing center. Now, McDaniels is listed at 6'8", right? But he's really like 6'9", 6'10".
They did the opposite to close out Brooklyn on Monday. They played a super large lineup. They had McDaniels at the shooting guard position. Right now he's playing power forward. Off the dribble, McBride. Rebound Towns. Put back, no. Anunoby with the follow and one. OG Anunoby, his second putback coming out of nowhere.
All that extra effort. This is all the things that are winning plays right now. OG gets in there, goes after the rebound. And again, when they're a small lineup, you got to take advantage of it. The Knicks have been great on the boards in this game. More importantly, they're up 40-27 on the glass. That's their 16th offensive rebound, 17 second chance points.
And for all the three-point shooting we've seen the Knicks improve on, just in terms of volume alone, points in the paint, 48-28 New York.
And they don't normally do a lot of work in the painted area early in the season, but they are in this game.
It felt like Karl Anthony Towns set the tone in that department early on.
Totally agree.
Anunoby's got 20. That's the new team high. Randall looking to cut into the deficit. Too much on it, and Anunoby gets his 6th rebound.
Well, McBride bodied up on Randall, and then Towns came over just to.
Anunoby, he's got 22 points, and over the last 4 games, he's averaging exactly that. And this forces a Chris Finch timeout.
Well, Chris Finch went with a small lineup, and the Knicks decided to go into the paint, going after rebounds and finishing at the rim. OG Anunoby on the drive. Again, no shot blockers on the floor, so we'll take the 2. And the Knicks, the big lead.
Largest lead of the night for either side, a 15-point advantage for the Knicks. And they're led by OG Anunoby, who's got 22 points. Allen, this is already his 4th 20-point game of the season.
And out of the 12 points the Knicks have scored so far in this quarter, he's got 8 of them. As he has been doing it all, just the deflections that lead to extra possessions. Look at the offensive rebounding there, the acrobatics to put that one back. Of course, his 3-point shot this season has been money, but it really has been a lot of plays like this where he makes deflections, causes turnovers, a little slither snake to the basket there. A couple of 3-point plays. OG Anunoby helping the Knicks break this game open.
And he's been part of a collective defensive effort to keep Anthony Edwards off balance. Held to 4 of 11 shooting, just 12 points in 26 minutes. Here's DiVincenzo for 3. That is 5 out of 10 tonight. He's got 21 points.
Gobert should have been called there for the screen. He sent Landry Shamet on a hip check.
Only player in real foul trouble is Karl Anthony Towns with 4. You do have 4 on McDaniels as well. Clarkson for 3.
Just catch and shoot threes. Such a rhythm shot. And for the Knicks this season, it's become a big shot in their offense.
He's found the range during this homestand, 6 for 14. As Edwards finds the range as well.
That's 2 times now the Knicks have run into Gobert screens. And it looks like he's moving, but clearly not enough to get a whistle.
The Knicks have made 6 of their 9 shots in this 4th quarter, but Minnesota's still hanging around. Here's Towns on Gobert. He's got 15. A handoff to Anunoby. The hot hand. Kept it moving for Clarkson. Off the ball fake.
You got to put it up.
1 to shoot for Anunoby. The prayer unanswered.
A lot of hesitation in that sequence.
Brunson and Robinson set to check in. Still time for the Timberwolves. 7.5 to go. Air ball from Edwards, and that one off of Randall out of bounds.
This feels like last push time for Minnesota when you consider they're at the end of a road trip. And the Knicks really were just cruising to start the fourth quarter. It took a double-digit lead. And so they're trying to make a push here. That shot goes in, and they feel a little different. But that, you can see some fatigue in Edwards, not even reaching the rim.
See Jalen Brunson still on triple-double watch. Karl Anthony Towns was on pace for a triple-double on Monday. He had 5 assists at halftime, but none in the second half. Baseline drive on Edwards, gets him off his feet. Anunoby hustles for the offensive board. Now McBride, a corner three. Got it!
That was all OG. What hustle from Anunoby. The deflection king.
It's his 7th rebound, and did he force a steal? No, that'll stay with Minnesota.
But watch Anunoby here, just never giving up on a play. Watch, the ball's getting knocked around. He's diving for it, getting on the floor. And Deuce, his credit where credit's due.
And a loud ovation for Anunoby as he checks out.
38 points, 8 3-pointers.
And a whistle and a timeout here. With 7 minutes remaining in the fourth quarter. They trailed by 9 early. Right now a 112-97 advantage, matching their largest lead, and we do have a challenge from the Knicks on that last out-of-bounds call. We'll have the answer hopefully next. The Knicks, the refs determine this last one off of Julius Randle as we slow it down for you.
Right here, Robinson deflects it, but watch Randle's fingertips touch it last. Advantage Knicks.
By our unofficial count, assistant coach in charge of replay reviews Jordan Brink is now 4-0-1 this year on challenges. We call it a tie when it's inconclusive evidence and the call on the floor stands. So undefeated. By the way, Minnesota has hit a season high 18 3-pointers. They have made half of their 36 attempts as you get a look at Jordan Brink in his second year with the Knicks. The master of the tablet.
Coached the summer league team, didn't he?
He sure did. But statistically, the NBA has the numbers. Nobody was better in the NBA than the Knicks at successfully challenging calls, and it kind of wasn't close. 15-point Knicks lead despite the incredible 3-point shooting from Minnesota. McBride gets his own rebound.
Knicks are just a step faster to the basketball here in the fourth quarter.
Brunson darts inside, lefty floater, foul called. And free throws coming for Jalen Brunson. It's his first trip to the line tonight.
Now this is a Knicks tradition since Brunson has gotten here. Opponents can't help you up, right? Now he and DiVincenzo go back many years. They're like brothers. DiVincenzo puts his hand down to help out Brunson. He doesn't take it, and other Knicks players come in and knock his hand away.
And they'll be hugging after the game.
Of course, but it's just funny to see. But that's a team thing.
That was just the 8th free throw by the Knicks tonight.
So watch here. Now again, these guys are, I mean, they're brothers. Watch, I'm gonna help you out. No. Now watch Hart. Right? And Robinson's knocking his head. No, that's our guy. He's not your guy anymore. It's not Villanova. It's New York.
Brunson gets both. So 21 points for the Knicks captain. He is 3 rebounds and 1 assist away from what would be his first career triple-double. But as you know, all he cares about is the final score.
The only stat that matters to Jalen Brunson is the one on the left side of the column, the W.
Just reached in for his 4th personal. He and Towns have 4, as does Jaden McDaniels of Minnesota. Largest lead again, 17-point New York advantage. Rob Dillingham is checked into the game. McBride switches on to the young point guard, and now Randle hesitates. Drives, floater's good. Randle's got 27. That's the game high. But they've contained him compared to the first half when he scored 18 points. Brunson finds a wide open McBride. Offensive rebound. Robinson poked away from behind. Hart and Deuce come together. And now it's Hart back in the corner. Hand off to Bridges. He'll take the three. And he knocks it down.
Well executed dribble handoff for the three.
Knicks trying to pull away here. 18-point lead. DiVincenzo lost it. McBride took it away. Ahead to Hart. And they'll slam it down over Dillingham. Timeout Minnesota. Knicks with a 20-point lead. 5:28 to go. Josh Hart landed awkwardly.
They asked him, he said, I'm all right, I'm all right. I'm reading his lips after that hard fall, after the finish. This is once again deflections. If it's not Anunoby, it's Bridges. And the Knicks turning once again defense into offense. And that finish. The swarming defense.
And how quickly they can turn it into points. And hopefully Hart's all right. A bit of cruel irony. You know, he's a jokester in the locker room, whether or not the mics are on. He was telling the media, yeah, I got the back spasms in preseason. I've got the nerve pain in my hand, the splint on my ring finger, but my knees feel pretty good.
Oh. Well, that right there is 29 points off turnovers for the Knicks in this game. So yeah, here's, right, they collide. But he's still eyes wide, ready to make a play. Yeah, he's saying, ow. Maybe he got kicked in the calf. Good dribble handoff, good finish from Bridges. And still later finishes with a dunk. So that, you know, one of those get kicked in the calf, do something like that. But he said, I'm all right. Right away, he was telling everybody that walked towards him, I'm all right, I'm all right.
And what a night it's been. 16 points in 24 minutes, mostly from beyond the arc. He is 4 of 5 from three-point range. Just 2 games ago, he was 4 of 18 for the entire season.
You knew that wouldn't last. Once he got himself back into rhythm, he missed a lot of time, missed a lot of the preseason with the back injury. So just had to get himself right. As he said, I had to clean up my yard, is how he put it the other night.
Yeah, he was really accountable for his body language after a frustrating shift in Chicago. Very much one of the leaders of this team. Desperation time for Minnesota. McDaniel's off the mark. Now, this Timberwolves team, they've got 4 wins, but they're looking for a signature one. Their victories are against teams with a combined 8-20 record: Portland, Indiana, Charlotte, and Brooklyn. Brunson right to the rack, and he gets the back rim roll. 23 points. That's a new team high. Dillingham shifty into Randall, and he gets the bucket and one. Towns picks up his 5th foul.
And Mitchell Robinson had just come out in that last timeout. As they are managing, of course, his minutes. He has 15 minutes played. If you look at the stat line, center versus center, Robinson versus Gobert, very identical in less time. Gobert's played 28 minutes, 7 points, 9 rebounds. Robinson's played 15 minutes, 8 points, 9 rebounds, also 3 blocks and a steal.
They continue to ramp up his minutes. Has to have fans excited about what it might look like when he's a full member of the rotation.
Well, what you're trying to do is just have him ready to go in April, May, and hopefully June.
He was such a difference maker in the postseason last year. He wound up starting the last 4 games of the conference finals after coming off the bench all year. Everything dropping in for Josh Hart tonight. 18 points, season high. Looks like his old self again. Dillingham scampers to the foul line. Tough shot over Anunoby. Randall read it well. A 19-point game, 4:11 to go. And the Knicks have the next 3 nights off. A nice reward after having played 3 games in 4 days.
And they stay home as well. It's just the homestand continues with a break in the homestand as well. I mean, you don't get that often.
Towns got wrapped up by Dillingham in a 7-game homestand. It's one shy of their longest ever. And understandably, it's followed up with a long road trip, a 5-gamer that starts in Miami. Kind of the inverse of what we saw with Chicago, a home and home, but this one will start in New York and then go to South Beach. You see Mitchell Robinson get some late game minutes as Karl Anthony Towns checks out. First game as a Knick at home against the Timberwolves. Another double-double. It will break a streak of 3 consecutive 20-point double-doubles. He's held to 15 points. Brunson on the step back, leans in. Clark hanging with him. Robinson, another offensive board. Sets up a wide open Anunoby 3.
17 threes for the Knicks. I'll make that 18.
DiVincenzo can't respond. It is 9 offensive rebounds for Mitchell Robinson in 16 minutes. It almost doesn't make sense. As the bench will be emptied for Minnesota. To the tune of Johan Beringer, Leonard Miller, Bones Highland. And a rousing ovation for the Knicks as OG Anunoby, Mitchell Robinson will check out. And Tyler Kolek, Landry Shamet, and Gershon Yabusele coming in.
And don't overlook also the fact that the Knicks have 42 bench points. Now, again, there's still 3:18 to go, so the bench numbers will change. But in the heart of the rotation minutes in this game, the Knicks bench produced 42. Hard had 18. McBride 14. 7 more from Clarkson.
It's a huge
Yabusele with 3 to finish it out.
The difference between the 3-game skid on the road and what looks to be a 3-game winning streak. Mike Brown saying he was a little all over the place, to use his words, on the rotations and substitutions. So now guys know when they're coming in, who they might be playing with. It feels like a whole new bench, and they've been dominant tonight.
It's a veteran coach and a veteran core getting to know each other. And there were a lot of conversations. Mike Brown said, my door's always open. Players come in, we talk. And there's a lot of things that were talked out until they find that common ground.
Knicks have outscored the Timberwolves 72-49 since halftime, including that last 3-pointer from Dillingham.
70-point half. That's been a common theme also lately.
Shamet able to answer. Landry Shamet, first bucket tonight in 12 minutes. And a disappointing return to the lineup for Anthony Edwards. 15 points in 29 minutes. Julius Randle can hold his head high. Of course, he wants to win every game he plays against the Knicks, with 32 points in 38 minutes. Coming off a triple-double on Monday. He is primed for, who knows, second team All-NBA. You can dream big if you're a Timberwolves fan about what Julius Randle has looked like so far.
He was here in New York for a couple of days. They played the Nets on Monday, and he made sure to spend some time at Earl Monroe's new Renaissance School, where he and Skechers continue their partnership with the school. $25,000 that he donated when he visited the school, all part of the $500 per 3 that he made. I checked in with Earl the Pearl, and I asked him like what he feels about Randle's continuing this, even though he's no longer with the Knicks. And Earl said that Randle's dedication and continued involvement and support in our school has been instrumental in the development and success of the school we enjoy today. So Randle keeping that commitment going, he and Skechers, even though he's no longer here in New York. That says a lot about his character, and the Pearl appreciates it, and so do all the students there at the school.
It says everything. That's not normal, being able to continue your commitment, not just financially, but being there this week. And of course, it was just before the blockbuster trade last year that Randle was at the Earl Monroe School in the Bronx. Kolek to Hukporti. Nice connection from 2 young Knicks. 21-point advantage. Timberwolves eager to get home as the veteran Joe Ingles gets a touch. And the rookie Johan Beringer, an alley-oop. The day before his 19th birthday, the rookie from France with a late highlight. A season high in points for the Knicks, 131. Dadier inside. A couple of Frenchmen connecting there. Diawara with the bucket.
That is first NBA points.
It is indeed. Had a couple of free throw opportunities the other day, but went 0 for 2.
Congratulations to him.
Fun player to watch, Mohamed Diawara. Kolek off the dribble. Huckporty the rebound. And the putback.
All right, the Knicks rebounding. That really was the story from the very start of the game, even when the Knicks were struggling with their shooting. How they were on the glass.
It was especially frustrating, the loss in Chicago last Friday on Halloween. The Knicks had a then season high 125 points, but they gave up 135 and lost, of course, by 10 as Dadier couldn't save it. So last year, Allen, this is a great note from our statistician Tyler Freed. They only had 5 games with 40 bench points. This is last season. Already this year, this is the second game when they've had 40+ bench points. Dillingham caught in the air. Nice catch and finish from Miller.
It's amazing what the difference a week makes, and the conversation changes around the team. And the early concerns and how things are going to look. And you really have to credit not just the players who continue to adjust, but Mike Brown. Not many times a coach will openly say, you know, I got to be better. I had to be better. I looked at things I was doing, and I changed things that I did.
Yabusele will end his night on a high note. 5 points in 8 minutes. By the way, Allen, there was not really a debate between my radio broadcast partner Monica McNutt and I, but winning streak for you, is it 2 games or 3+ games? Can you have a winning streak if it's 2 in a row?
It's 3.
That's what I've been convinced of. Stay tuned after the game for a highlights, analysis, and player reaction to tonight's game on the Audi Knicks postgame. Coming up next on MSG with Bill Pito and Wally Zerbian. A well-deserved ovation for the Knicks tonight. A statement win over a nearly fully healthy Timberwolves team. And a 5-0 start to their home schedule. Best since they began 10-0 during the 54-win season in 2012-13.
Well, that's the first thing you want to do if you're a great team, is establish home court. In the Garden, again, players want to play here. Opposing teams come in, and they want to put on a show. Anthony Edwards has missed the last 4 games. He was supposed to be out 1 more game, but he wasn't missing this. Not the world's most famous arena.
Get to your Audi electrifying play. Knicks were sputtering early, but Karl-Anthony Towns changed that.
Yeah, he brought some physicality early on. He got a couple of post-ups, and this finish over his old friend Ant-Man was special. Got the crowd going, and that really just started to unlock things for the Knicks. Towns set the tone early. Jalen Brunson in the 3rd quarter put the game away.
From 3 straight defeats to 3 straight victories. Led by 25 points from OG Anunoby. He hit 3 more 3-pointers, and he's standing by with Bill Pito.
OG, great game. You guys outscored them by 27 points in the second half. How'd you do it?
Just by getting stops, running out in transition, taking good shots, trying to take care of the ball better than we did in the first half, and we executed.
You personally, that's 4 straight games with at least 20 points. What would you say is the reason behind all the scoring you've been able to do here lately?
Just you know, playing the right way, you know, running in transition, taking my shots, and being aggressive.
How about the fact you guys are now 5-0 at home this season? It's your best home start since the 12-13 season.
What'd you say?
Best home starts in a long time, 5-0.
We play extra hard when we're at home. We have the best fans in the world. We try to go out there and put on a show for them.
OG, thanks for stopping by, and congrats on a great game.
Thank you.
Tyler Allen, back to you.
Thanks very much, Bill. OG Anunoby, he is playing all-star level basketball lately. You know about the defense, but another 20-point night. It's his 4th of the season through 8 games as the Knicks go to 5-3 with a 3rd straight win.
Max Warner Music.